Invitational. Just down the coastline of South Carolina. We are short amount of time. Let's tip it up. Let's see who's going to the Myrtle Beach Invitational Final. Utah State in the white, New Mexico State in those sharp black uniforms. We could have asked for a better officiating crew. Lee Cassell, Roger Ayers, Pat Adams have us covered. And here is Justin Bean, this gargantuan performance yesterday. Rylan Jones has it. Right wing triple is down and out. He's the steady point guard for Utah State, who was also exceptional in the double overtime win yesterday afternoon. Here's the Dollar General starting five for those New Mexico. How about Jabari Rice, the really steady point guard presence for this Aggies team?
Yeah, almost put up a triple-double yesterday. Has not played point guard before, but handling those duties extremely well.
He's got it in a rush. Allen cuts through. Well, and it's just a veteran crew. Look at this starting five for Ryan Odom. All juniors and seniors. Allen caught underneath. He gets out of the paint in time. This is Rice. Tried to last week at the Naval Academy. The double overtime thriller yesterday.
Ton of sacrifice for his team. Took several of them yesterday as well.
Yeah, I think he had about 3 unflappable presence. Here's the U, and he nails the triple to get things started.
Good sign for Utah State. I thought Horvath never really found a great rhythm. Had a little bit of an ankle injury yesterday. Good start there.
Here's Donnie Tillman. He can stretch it. McNair.
Tired and gotten the benefits of the Disney movie that'll come out. That's legendary.
Is that thing going to be on Netflix or Hulu in about 10 years? We'll see. Here's Brock Miller. And that one's pure. Miller, the senior from Sandy, Utah. Silky smooth stroke. Now let's see if he can the drive on Justin Bean, his first.
Well, Miller just so solid for this Utah State team. Comes off the bounce, comfortable pulling up. Did a heck of a job to fit. Didn't necessarily fill the stat sheet, but still a very important passer. Brings great energy. Reliable big.
Crucis kid. Now 5 years the program, just an experienced vet. It's an early lead for Utah State. Couple minutes in. Idle Rock. Well, the lane Jay has his first bucket. Allen in a hurry. They left his feet. And fortunate that time that McCants bailed.
That baseline, they have shooters spotted up, and they are expecting to get the pass. Shot ready.
Yep, McCants with a quick 5. Great rhythm and pace to this one to start. Jones splits 2, picks up the dribble. Horvath, no look, and Bean cuts to the
ball. As good as any player you'll see across the country. He never stops moving and gets easy buckets as a result.
Well, we got 16 points in 3 minutes. These two teams have combined to go 6 of 9 from the field. Tillman through McNair's legs.
Yeah, it's 6'7", 225, and 6 foot 178. Rylan Jones holding his own, and this time Horvath. When they penetrate, they know when they turn that 34 is going.
Way plays, no.
Has for Jones. When he gives it up, they're denying the ball back.
In terms of programs across the country, 4th best winning percentage the last 5 years.
That's unheard of. Yeah, you go into a season if you win less than 80.
He's versatile. A good one in the first of 2 semifinals today. The second coming up at 5 Eastern later. 2 in the shot clock. Idle Rock rises, and he's got 2. Rice, step back 3. And the Utah State Aggies on the move. Miller on the catch. Allen with the board. Rice comes to set the screen. And this is the talented scorer, Allen. Got it blocked. It was Horvath. Now Bean for 3. And the rebound down. 7 lead for Utah State. First battle between these two old WAC rivals for the first time in more than 8 years. McCants triggers short. Both teams in a hurry sometimes to get into their offense in a sense.
What you're seeing right now, the missed shots are short. which tells you they're still getting their legs under them after a very hard of inspiring players that sort of come out of nowhere.
We're only 3 games in, but he's second in the nation in scoring, 26.3 a game, third in rebounding, 14 a game. Here is that journey in 2015, and he had really nothing on the books. There was no commitment from any Division I program, that's including Utah State. Gets back from his mission trip, and remember, his mission trip was in Reno, Nevada. That's where he was assigned, and now he was able to link up with the Utah State coaching staff. Of course, they play Nevada, and he voiced his interest. They had the walk-on slot available, so credit being for kind of manifesting this whole thing,
well,
too.
And like any big-time recruitment process, the conversation started at a Reno, Nevada subway over a $5 footlong. So
that's actually true.
That's probably the least expensive recruiting.
You the most in that win.
I tell you, in yesterday's win against Penn, and now today against New Mexico State, there's no cupcakes out here. You have hard-playing, tough guys all over the court, yet he still jumps off the screen at you with his energy and effort, and that's saying something.
Here's a 3 in the air. Transfer from Utah. Danny had 21 yesterday.
And I thought really starting in the second half, Jones quit hesitating on those opportunities. Before, too many pump fakes in previous games. This time he's going around looking for that shot.
Oh, they have locked down New Mexico State on that end of the floor. It's a 10-0 run, maybe more. Rise and fire. And
often they've allowed their offense to dictate their defensive intensity. So they got to get back in this game, not necessarily just on this end of the court, but being relentless on the defensive side.
They've left some Utah State shooters open. 4 triples for the Aggies in the early minutes and a double-digit lead. Getting late in the shot clock again. 5 to shoot. McCants bounces it to McNair. It barges into the reserve center. That's Trevin Dorius. A new 20-second shot clock. Allen wants it. Yes. Teddy.
The open 3 as opposed to operating outside and in.
Here's Bean. Baseline drive. He just body control. New Mexico State was up big in its win yesterday against David. They're down 12, another turnover.
You better be down in the stance and ready to play when 34 gets the ball, and that time Peak just over-helps a little bit. Can't come off Bean than one step.
Bean already has 4. Yeah, 5 turnovers for New Mexico State has plagued the Aggies of Las Cruces. R.J. Idlerock. Not that time. Dorius, he got his fingertips on it, and he might have. Today, Utah State played 50 minutes yesterday, double overtime thriller against, Penn, and they've come out firing here, 9 of 14 from the field.
Yeah, it may have taken them a couple minutes to get their legs under them, but not long at all. They've been on fire, 4 of 9 from 3, and getting good quality look.
5 Eastern, that's Oklahoma and Indiana State. It's a 15-3 extended Utah State run. Mario McKinney, number 4 in the black, into the game. And these New Mexico State Aggies, they have not had as many paint touches early on as Idlerock swats it, gap, blow by. Five to shoot. Allen between the legs. That 3 is short, deep. And it's New Mexico State's leading scorer. He's gone for 16 a game through the first 3 games of the year. He went tumbling. Horvath in the corner. Idlerock, head fake. Bean, 15-footer, that's easy.
Shows you the repertoire there. He's got the mid-range as well.
In 3 games, he's shooting 64% from the field, 6 of 10 from deep. And he is...
Just to Bean in a nutshell, let's go back-to-back possessions. First, he moves without the ball. His teammates know where to find him, just spots up casually. How people continue to lose him, I do not know. And then outworks the opponent, hustle, save out of bounds.
He's got his family in town. You see wearing the number 34 jersey, that's his mother. His wife was sitting next to Mom, that's Claire. Steve Ashworth, down and out. Bean, second effort. And McNair in the worst way. 17-3, Utah State run. Past the midway mark, first half. Winner to the championship game on Sunday. Cross-court feed. Allen gets loose. Short. Tillman. He got bumped.
7 NCAA tournament team. You know, he's one of 5 players that are married on this Utah State team, which is a pretty unique student-athlete experience. Most student athletes are.
Yeah, who took the trash out in your hoops dorm room?
Exactly, yeah.
It's like trying to draw straws for that one. And you can see, of course, the LDS lifestyle, if you will. Very common for these guys to get married, maybe have some kids. Brock Miller has one on the way. His wife due in March. He's Dorius, who's starting to wreak some havoc, or pardon me.
Yeah, did not see him at all in yesterday's game. And, you know, here he is, just giving them an extra body. Again, you wonder with all the
time he's played since the opener. That's just a good confidence.
Utah State to be so fresh, but oftentimes when you play that many minutes, it's the second day. Really impressed. But I think if you're New Mexico State, you want to get ball screen action right there. Make 12 and white defend on the perimeter.
Rice attacks and flings it out of bounds. Players like Rice, who were here a year ago, he's got a few of them that played during one of the most bizarre, frustrating seasons of large of a group indoors in New Mexico in October, November, December. They spent 71 days, Dane, at the Arizona Grand Resort and Spa. You know, a resort and spa sounds great. I don't know.
Not necessarily win or go home, but win or go to the losers bracket. And that seems to bring a little bit extra intensity every time you're in one of these settings.
Good looking stroke there from Miller. He tried that transition 3, and another offensive rebound for Utah State.
You got to clear it out here and take the big man one-on-one.
Here we go, McNair, back it up. Rylan Jones, step back, call!
Basket, and did a decent job, a contested 3. Jones just really in his zone.
He is 3 of 4 from deep, 9 quick points for the Utah transfer. Rice gets free. Nope. Tillman, he's chased down a couple of loose basketballs. And someone's got to help him out. Allen, deep 3. Yeah, New Mexico State from beyond the arc.
Yeah, double-digit triples yesterday is what really got them to win.
Being right to the half.
Now, New Mexico State was not down this big to Davidson, but it was the end of the first half that they made a couple buckets just to give them a little bit of confidence that bled over to the second half. They better do that in a hurry before this gets away from them.
17-point cushion. Allen attacks, floats it up. Miller, the senior from Utah, he's one of the Michigan State, Ohio State also catching on the app. Ohio State controls its own destiny.
I know the cool kids talking about when an NBA player, whoever gets a big contract, they say he got him a bag. Mel Tucker, Michigan State, got him a bag, man.
And Michigan State has had, of course, a very impressive year. I know they're not happy about the loss to Purdue a couple of weeks ago, but they're still in a position to reach the Big Ten title game. Oh, this is suffocating defense. Here's the Bahrainian, Z Hamoda.
Ever from his country.
Right off the eastern African coast. Well, we've covered a lot. We've got geography, we've got economics with our Mel Tucker discussion. We're covering all the topics.
I tell you, when I look at New Mexico State, I wonder, all right, what's their stop the bleeding play? Like, where do they go when things are struggling so much offensively? And some numbers in transition and make it a little bit more chaotic on the offensive end because the half-court sets just aren't giving them what they want offensively.
Yeah, they're going on 5 minutes without a field goal. Utah State in full control. Brock Miller offline. It's still a
Brock Miller shoots that. Look how Utah State sent almost everybody back. I mean, they are not crashing the glass too aggressively. keeping the Utah State Aggies at the half-court offense.
Let's see if Allen can start to ignite. Just hoist it up, and that's a
Emotional team, so see if that can't get them in a rhythm.
These two haven't played in 8.5 years.
Well, this one's from pretty deep for Teddy Allen. He's going to step into it. A little bit of a funky release. Kicks his foot out. Leading them in scoring. And they just got so many different guys.
Bean, Miller, Jones with 8, 9, and 9 respectively. And they have locked up on this end of the floor as well, playing phenomenal team defense. A-Lock lost it. Rice pounced on it.
You don't want to respond too quick to a text or something. You want to act like you're busy, but you're really not, so you give it a couple minutes.
Sorry for the delay.
Yeah.
Sorry I missed this. It's like the cover we all try to use. That's a strong trio in the studio, by the way.
Sure is.
Like those three guys, can we go 3-on-3? What other 3 are up there in Bristol right now?
Those guys do it all, but you know, I love the point. The most underappreciated stat from that big one yesterday, 10 for 10 from the stripe.
Yep.
How big were those in the double overtime win?
They outlasted Penn in 50 minutes. New Mexico State breezed by Davidson at the end, but they're having trouble, as Spatola and the crew alluded to. Less than 3 to go till half. Late in the shot clock. A-Lock. Not a high percentage look.
Guys score in this game. I mean, they just have to get somebody to give them a spark.
Oh, Bean, he's wide open. Splashes another. That wide open.
And that's through hard work. I mean, under 30% three-point shooter last year, and he has put in the work in the offseason to be a no-leave type guy.
16 from deep. 21. Oh, no, not again. Just off. I mean, what happened there? Bean guarding McCants in the paint. A-Lock. Nice slithery move, but Jones to Bean. Kick out, idle rock. And to the top with less than 90 seconds till half. It's a 21-point lead for Utah State. Jones attacks, and he lays it in.
Would provide more resistance to this Utah State offense, but the execution has been flawless.
G.G. Avery way off that time, and yeah, hands down the largest lead. Oh, there's Bean in transition. Idle rock to go.
Just an absolute clinic, and Coach Chris Jan's going to have some choice words. He told his team coming in, he said, national TV, we're either going to get great exposure or get exposed. First half, they are getting exposed, and somebody better step up in this second half.
Avery misfired from deep previously into the paint. And
ends of the court. He can read things before they happen offensively and defensively. He knew where the opponent was going before they even did. Such terrific insight.
Greg Smith takes the job. He comes over from Utah State, and you know, he decides, let me enter the transfer portal. Ryan Odom gets hired at Utah State. Ryland's dad, a longtime assistant coach in Logan. So seconds. Rice bumped. Turned him over 8 times.
Yeah, more turnovers than made baskets.
Oh,
There's
wow.
another one. Jan's biggest concern was, would we allow our offensive inefficiency dictate our defense, and it sure has in this first half.
Jones, Miller, and Bean.
If they don't make a shot, they got to show more resistance defensively. Giving up 58% is unacceptable from Chris Jans.
And only shot 21%. So yes, I agree. I'm sure it was a little spicy locker room, no question. How do you compartmentalize that if you're a player and almost try to just hit the reset then when you come out in the second half?
Well, you got to be aware that it might not come back with just one play, as Chris Pistola said in the studio as well. You just got to chip away at it. Don't get your head down if one thing doesn't go wrong. And just another really good defensive.
Oh, big shot
possession.
for they needed to start. It was a little rocky possession there. Another good defensive sequence for Utah State. Oh, there he is again. He gets free. It's just
flare screen, and New Mexico State fights over the top, and He just curls it all the way to the basket. Really nice design.
15 points. He's on his way perhaps to another 30-point performance. We'll see. He went for 33 yesterday in the double overtime win. Less than 5 to shoot again. Oh, Allen's block. So how'd he get open here?
Yeah, watch how this play develops. Bean's going to be the screener to start the play. And as Jones comes around, he's going to get a back screen, and they just do not communicate and go over the top.
So our officials are going to the monitor to determine, was Allen behind the line? So it's a lot of jargon. What does that mean? You know, it's, you think back to a landing spot to seek out the defender. These fence. So half.
And you see they press to try to speed this game up a little bit.
Jones is wide open, lets it fly, buries it. 14. It's now 3 straight games in double figures for the junior. He is off to a superb Utah State career start.
I don't blame Chris Jans for trying to press, change things up a little bit, but this is a tough team to press. They're just such a good passing and shooting team that spreads you out.
Jones, eyes up, unflappable point guard. He lost his footing and he's grabbing it. A tough guy right there.
Just gets tripped up on the baseline here, loses his footing.
With body to get the pass away as opposed to brace the fall. You hope he's all right. Got up pretty quick. .25-point lead at the half for Utah State. Rice, hit the side of the rim. McNair has his first bucket of the game, a junior from Philadelphia. So it's back to a 22-point game. And it's exactly that. It's a game of just slowly chipping away. Winner to the championship game of the Myrtle Beach Invitational on Sunday. Jones sets the feet. High archer. He hasn't.
And look, I keep going back to last game. In the first half and early in this season, Rylan Jones was pump faking a lot. And now he's just shooting with no hesitation. He's too good and too accurate of a shooter to have any hesitation, and defenses must respect every single part of his game.
Yeah, clearly in a zone, right? Continues to have an answer. They're 3 of 3 from the field, percent from the field.
Catch and shoot kid, 5 of 6 from deep. Got the hand in the cookie jar there.
Or Rylan Jones.
You think about how much pressure that takes off guys like Bean and Horvath when you have
McCants,
Jones,
nice block.
Miller on
with him to Utah when he left Utah State in the offseason. Horvath, he's one of the UMBC trans. That is now 9 triples for the Aggies. So it's a couple of transfers. It's players like Bean, and they have.
This Utah State team's been together for 4 straight years, and I think you get these types of results and with great leadership from Coach Odom, but high IQ, unselfish, skilled players.
Horvath, now they're just clowning on lead to 29.
Yeah, confidence through the roof for the Utah State Aggies right now.
I don't know if Kevin Durant's watching, but that helped them stay in that game and, of course, win it in double overtime.
Yeah, Penn was extremely feisty and would not go to how sharp in the execution. This has been just the blueprint for Utah State Aggie basketball.
They're going to have loads of confidence heading into Sunday if it, of course, takes care of business. There's still a lot of time on the clock, but that's now 11, a season high.
As if they needed one more three-point shooter. I mean, Ashworth has struggled from 3, but he is certainly a catch-and-stick guy. Good to see him getting some confidence as well if you're a Utah State fan.
This is Allen, and they certainly have to start letting them fly from deep. The problem is they haven't.
Mature team, what you think you're going to get when you got a bunch of older guys, you got a bunch of married dudes on this team, and the maturity is shining through right now.
And they are letting them rip. Just at 10, 11. Even with that miss, they're still better than 50% from beyond the arc. And Teddy Allen double dribble. College basketball fans are going to remember the name Chris Lofton. We're talking about one of the best three-point shooters in SEC. What did it look like when Well, a player like Lofton was just, you could tell he locked into that zone.
Yeah, and when you have a star like that starts going off, I mean, the confidence and swagger that your team gets carries over to the other end state. I think it would be shorting them if you just talked about what a great shooting team they are.
Right.
They're a great, they have their head up and they're willing passers. And there's not a selfish player on this squad.
Chichi Avery, watch that one go down. Yep. Yeah, just overwhelming New Mexico State, and just about.
If you're down 21, you got to give up the sticks. If you're down 30, you're not getting reviews. We need to implement that rule.
Ashworth throws the interception. Avery on the move. Marseille Cotton, not that time.
Mexico State Aggies, but this is certainly not indicative of who they are as a program or where they're heading this season.
Ball goes back to Nation. This club is going to be at the top of the WAC once we hit March. At or near the top, we should say. But Utah State's been overwhelming. A 30-point advantage. The winner of this one heads to the championship on Sunday. Here's Max Scholga getting some run. The steal, and his shot is smothered. Oh, and he runs.
You got to love the hustle on this one. I mean, no quit here. Sloppy play, but Avery's going to chase it down here and just
look out,
compete no matter what. And
Utah State with 11 threes as a team. They have been smooth and clean operating on this side of the floor. Avery with an athletic block that time. Jab step in the corner. Scholga poked it free, and he's going to get rewarded. Second chance. Fouled. Dane, this Utah State team has been lights out, 46% from deep. They've hit 11 triples.
Yeah, certainly led by Rylan Jones with 5 of those, but he's not alone. 5 different Aggies have connected from deep. You know, Kevin described this team as shooters, would be selling them short.
Well, and then defensively as well. They've held New Mexico State to just 12. What's the, okay, look at this. Right down bottom right of your screen. That's a telling stat.
Oh, yeah, you assist on about 80% of your made field goals. That'll lead the country in that type of stat. And so just shows how they're able to get open shots. And you connect better as a shooter when you're getting the ball in places you expect to get it and you're prepared for the shot. And Utah State has never.
17, Dane, to lead all the scorers in this game. 5 of 6 from deep. He's got a little inside job going here in a sense. There's Horvath with another. If there's anyone to be used to the the lighting, the look, it's Rylan. McKinney rises, left hand, that's good.
You know, typically when you get a big lead, you let off the gas a little bit, and that's very common. But these guys have not played the scoreboard 1 minute, and they've just continued to execute.
Oh, the Ukrainian Max here, those free throws earlier, and the Tripoli now has 4. They're on the move again. Scholga cherry picking, going up, blocked. McKinney.
Despite being down big, you gotta love the no quit effort here by 4 in black. They've got some athletes now. This is one of those where I think Chris Jan's week of practice punishment, if you will.
Another turnover, and
I mean, and again, it's their stars doing this, role players, guys coming off the bench. Kick out, floater, whatever it is, you can't have your body momentum carrying you into the charge because the Aggies in white are waiting on you.
Well, usually when you take a charge, all you have to worry about is just the big guy barreling toward you. He almost had shoe to the face there. Close range look for Cotton. And again, just to underscore it, this feels more like just a really off day for New Mexico State, a team that's poised to be at the top of the. Las Cruces is, at the top of the WAC, but only for so long. What was it, earlier in November, New Mexico State announced its Conference USA, and 2023 is the expected initiation date, if you will.
Yeah, there's a ton of conference realignment going.
Yes.
And
at 5 o'clock, depending on how well Oklahoma does this year, Porter Moser, can he get a Big 12 Coach of the Year award?
Yep.
And then maybe an SEC one in a few years. Williams leaves it short. Allen and several black jerseys on the floor for it. A 35-point advantage for Utah State. Mike Peake nails the J, which is part of that Anthony Edwards 2019 class. He didn't get much playing time. Transferred to Austin Peay, and now here he is in Las Cruces.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but they don't win against Davidson without Peake. I mean, he made a huge three in the corner on this end of the court. Also came a big rebound.
The mid-range Jay's instincts and ability to get to the rim. What do you think? The next task, if we're talking about, is he that next great mid-major playing the three-point shot?
Well, I think, too, can he guard the other team's best player on the perimeter?
Right.
That's another thing. Now, you don't have to check every box to be a next-level player, but he's everything he's gotten. So when you have that sort of reputation, people tend to kind of look at what you can't do instead of what you can do, and all he does is just keep.
Of a U.S. naval officer, the great SID Kyle Chapman even told us that the team, they ate a meal with the midshipmen. They basically just discussed life. Of course, the life of these Utah State Aggies, Dane, that you acknowledged earlier, it's a reason. And then hustled down here to Myrtle Beach. But that was really neat for this team to experience all of that last week.
Well, I think to also be able to engage with the crew and service members that, hey, it's not all just fun and big ships and cool guns and everything else.
Do you think Justin Bean broke out his ukulele and played some tunes for the midshipmen? The skilled ukulele player.
Yeah, I don't know that he started off with that, but maybe as he got more comfortable around him, you can bring it up.
Yeah. Let's keep it cool here.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Justin. Want to see my ukulele skills?
Here's Shulga. The very athletically gifted and then musically refined Justin Bean for an easy deuce inside. This thing, Dane, we weren't expecting this. This is very unexpected for it to be this lopsided. It was a 41-16 score.
Utah State has they haven't gotten sloppy from their highs, 30-point double-doubles, but still had a huge impact early.
Well, look, he has announced himself. I think it's clear he's kind of the leader in the clubhouse for Player of the Year in the Mountain West Conference. It's him or the field right now. And yes, we're only a few games in, but you can't deny the bar he has set in the early goings of this. Oh, great bounce pass with one hand there, Hamoda.
You come right in the game and you do your job. You sprint the court. Beautiful bounce pass. Gets it off the glass quick enough. Holds the shoulder a little bit. He's like, man, I just got off the bench for me in to a shot blocker.
And the lead has finally grown to 40. Williams, a junior from Hyde Park, Massachusetts. Now the question becomes, who will Utah State face in the championship of this event? I mean, again, these tournaments helps, install that urgency to win, I think, among a roster early in a season. How to do it, how to close the deal. And we'll find out on Sunday who will Utah State face, Oklahoma or Indiana State.
And that's your last chance to save, and so you see why so many of these coaches embrace the opportunity.
Don't necessarily have to win the tournament. Heck, last year Utah State got in as an at-large because, number one, they deserved it. And that's a strong lead.
No, that's a great point. I mean, this is a resume builder for them, whereas some schools, hey, they're just prepping themselves for the conference tournament. All the chips are on the table there, but not with the Mountain West.
LeVar Williams wants another, and he's got two. Started at NJIT. And then went junior college last year, and now at his third school. A lot of these Aggies, and it'll take a little time. We referenced this yesterday. The New Mexico State Aggies, that is. Wow, beautiful finish. Max Shulga from Kiev. Look at this move, Dan. Little head fake, protect the ball, English, bucket. Huge lead for the Aggies. It was 7-7. A few minutes extended its lead to 20 in that first half, went into the break up 25, staying at 1 point. They led by 40. It was 77-37 in this game.
On their resume, but they'll have an opportunity too on Sunday in the consolation. That's where you kind of get to get a feel for the character of your team. Did you quit, pack it in, or are you going to come out with some pride and show, hey, that's not who, from Coach Chris Jans?
Well, again, to use your word from earlier, I mean, that's going to be a resume-building opportunity. It's going to be Oklahoma, and Indiana State's going to be at the top of its conference this year. So that's a chance to pick up a quality win. Well, I like Shulga. He showed some fearlessness. And Shulga now with 9. He's gotten to the line 5 times as well. Make it 11, pardon.
Just smart guys, 1 through 5, making the right decision. And Coach Odom, a completely different takeover of a program of Utah State versus what he did at UMBC, where he really all a new sheriff in town. He's appreciative of the.
To several reporters, in the offseason media days leading up to the opener, his dad. That's a big 3. One more coming. Mountain time starts.
I do wonder, same is true for coaches. Coach Dave Odom, or was he more nervous coaching his own games or watching his son coach? Terrific coach. Several Coach of the Year's honors. Did terrific at Wake Forest. South Carolina as well, perspective.
All right, so he's listed as 13. He's got number 20 on, so what are we up to now? 14. The program record is 20, and this game was too lopsided for them to reach that. But 14 threes after 9 yesterday. Oh, he's trying to go to work once again. And Utah State will play Sunday. It's a Paula power dribble. He'll play Sunday at 3. Gillis knocked out 5 Eastern. A blow by and a bucket. All right, what's the next, let's say, 48 hours like for this team? You got a little time, you got to prepare. What is it?
All these, half the team's married. Spend some time with your wife. Maybe go to a nice dinner or something. I don't know. It's different than most programs, but I know this. They'll be ready for the championship game. This is a talented, mature, skilled